Hui. Hi. 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 How is everybody? How are y'all doing? Pay no attention to the laundry that's been back there for weeks. Hi, Heather. Hi, Tamia. Hi, Janet. Hi, Kiara. Hi, girly girl. What's up, y'all? Listen, I only have like one other person to talk about Love is Blind with. And I wanted to talk about it. Like, have y'all been watching it? Who's been watching Love is Blind season 4? Because if you have, throw up a little heart in the chat so that way I know who's who's watching. Because this will be filled with spoilers, first of all. So it's spoiler filled to the brim. This is so weird. It's like the first time I've done a live on this channel. So I'm like, oh, I had to wait to like become available. Ooh, you have to go into the office? Absolutely not. There we go. I'm drinking a Thai iced tea. Not chai, Thai. I'm making sure. You've never seen, okay. So, for anybody who's never seen Love is Blind, let me just get you hip to what's going on. The concept goes as follows. Hopeful singles, Janet, I'm living, nope. So, the thing is, hopeful singles are gathered together, gathered here this day, to be on a reality show where they are going to find the love of their life. But the caveat is you do not get to see this love of your life. You are in pods, basically a warehouse, and you're in like one little square room, and they're in the square room next to you, and y'all can chat through the square room, but you never see each other. At the end of, I feel like 6 weeks, you have hopefully found someone that you connect with on a very deep level. And because it's reality shows and it's reality TV, you propose instead of doing something normal, like you are my partner for now, but no, you have to propose. So sorry, I had the feeling that I had like cilantro in my teeth. We're gonna move past that. So you have so the first season was innovative, right? Because we've never seen anything like this before. Like two people who are gonna meet and like never have seen each other. And theoretically, in theory, this should work, but they don't do it right, so it doesn't. And I'm gonna like knock it on my tangent about why it doesn't work. But we are now 4 seasons in with lots of failures. Now I feel like I have to get like photos and stuff because I didn't consider that. But I won't worry about it. I'll see if I can pop them in after the fact, like pull, well, we'll see. Burp, burp, burp. Anyways, maybe next time I'll just be more prepared because it sounds like dinner with my extended family. Oh my goddess. All right. Hi, Meg. Welcome in. So we are now 4 seasons deep, and it just keeps getting worse. And like, I will go on a small tangent because Love is Blind. The problem with this and like literally every dating reality show is it cannot function past season 1. Because the first season, it's never been done before. And so I feel like the people are generally invested. No one knows if they're going to earn any social capital or anything off of the show because it could just be a flop. You know what I mean? And if it flops, then nothing happens. So the first season of any dating reality show, it seems like the people are like truly invested in the experiment. We are now on into season 4. And you can clearly see that now people know that like being on Love is Blind means that your Instagram is going to blow up and you're going to be able to sell people skinny tea. Like that's where it is. Like, so people just don't seem as invested. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is like we're going to start with, oh gosh, I can never remember this man's name. I'm going to lose it. I like literally, I wrote stuff down and now I don't know where I put it. Hold on, because I quite literally, like, I hate that the ADHD is a hell of a thing because literally I wrote all these things down and like I was trying to get ready for to go live and I don't know where I put it. Like I literally I had it in my hands and I'm just like, what where did it what happened to the things in my handy hands? Okay, so they are so shallow, but act like looks don't matter, allegedly. And that's the thing. We've already learned love is not blind. And I don't understand why they won't just move past that concept. And by this, I mean, let's just stop with the like be like, let's just show them. Oh my god, Bo. I can hear him licking his junk. It's pretty intense. I was like, whoa. All right. So I had to do this whole friggin' super scroll because I claims like I had it all written and went awry. It's because this man, when because I feel like his name starts with a J and it's not him or her. They have all these people in here, and I'm just like, I have never seen most of these people before ever in my life. Sorry to these people, because you're Paul, and I feel like his name is Zach. I always want to say Jack. So his name is Zach. So we're gonna start with Zach and Irina. Now, Zach, and he's a lawyer. I have to tell y'all, his eye contact makes you so uncomfy. Like, I've never seen anyone make me so uncomfortable with their eye contact. Like, it's steady and it's like into your soul. Bo, what do you have? Oh, it's your bone. It's steady and it like he's just like staring. Like, hold on. He's like, mhm. Yeah, yeah, that's great. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, I also do that. What are you gonna order? Oh, really? That seems good. Are you gonna yeah, the salmon's good too. Do you like the salmon? Great, great, great. Would you like and you're like, "Stop staring at me." It's so awkward and, like, it's kind of unhinged for me, but also, like, I don't like a lot of eye contact, so that is, like, unfair in some capacity, but I'm like, in some capacity, it's unfair, but, like, he he is a nerd. He's a strange guy, and see, Kiara, whoop, like, he really it's just, like, in your eye sockets, deep into your soul. So, like yes. So he ends up getting, um he has to choose between 2 women. He has to choose between Irina, and he has to choose between Irina and Bliss, right? Bliss sounds like a nerd, okay? And Zach is a nerd, but for reasons, Zach chooses Irina. I cannot describe the irritation that is Irina. I don't know, like, because this is again why love is not blind. Because she sees Zach and she's just like, no, he gives her the ick. And honestly, I'm gonna listen. When he's with Irina and they like have seen each other and they're on their little honeymoon, he gives me the ick. Like there's something about them together. I don't know if he was uncomfortable with how she was uncomfortable, but he gave me like super ick, like to the highest degree where I was like, I can't even watch him on screen because he grossed me out. I was just like everything he did. I was like, stop talking, don't breathe. I cannot stand you. But him and Irina go on their little engagement moon. I'm gonna say engagement moon. They go on the engagement moon and Irina just really doesn't like him. She likes Paul. She was choosing between him and Paul. Paul chose Micah. We'll get there. And so she ends up with Zach. I can clearly see that Irina just wanted to be on TV. Like instead of just going, you know what, I'm good. I wanted like this is the thing that I think that they should also eliminate, my opinion, is like if somebody doesn't get their number one, I really want them to be like, okay, well, you're off the show. Like, let's not because it's so horrific that like if you go like think about going back and watching this and you're like not somebody's number one pick, you're somebody's number two, and then you're just like, oh, all right, like yeah, I'll marry you. Like no, No, they should make you leave, okay? And the reason they should is because of Irina. Welcome in. I'm like, hi, Peppy. I almost called you hello. Welcome in, hello. It's because of people like Irina. It's because of people like Shake. Like, don't let just don't like let's stop. Ugh. I mean, Shake is a whole other thing, but she won't let him touch her, like, to the point where, like, she has, like, a stuffed animal between them, she sleeps on the other side of the bed, and, like, obviously, she shouldn't have to, like, boundaries, right? But if you are, like, that uncomfortable, like, don't even keep relationshiping, and they do, they end up breaking up, and, like, on the engagement moon, they break up, and the thing that's funny about this is, like, Bliss was locked in from, like, day 1 with him. They shared so much nerd stuff, but because Bliss sounded like a stereotypical nerd, he couldn't deal with it. And he wouldn't like, I think that he thought that because she sounded nerdy, she was gonna be ugly to him. So he didn't want an ugly to him girl and chose Irina. And then Irina and Zach break up. And this is where I was like, Zach, just shut up. Because at some point he starts trying to mansplain to her why it didn't work out. I was like, because the thing that kills me is literally, he's like, do you know why I think it didn't work out? And she says, no. And he continues to talk. Not like doing the deed. They filmed them like laying in bed. So it was just like, I was like, "Oh," and she even says, like, "Are you gonna, like, try to find bliss now?" He's like, "I don't know, I'm thinking about it." He's like, "This has been the worst experience," and, like, they both had just a terrible time. On top of that, Irina's best friend is Micah. We're gonna get back to Zach. Irina's best friend is Micah, who is, a blonde reality show person. That is what I'm gonna say. Um, and Micah wanted Kwame, but she didn't get Kwame. She got Paul. She said yes to Paul. Paul is an engineer, an environmental engineer, to be clear, because all engineers are not created equally, and the environmental engineers are just, they're like super nerds, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is wonderful. They're very endearing, kind people, at least all the ones that I worked with. I'm not an engineer. I just like worked, and they're in the office as like a front office person. So they were like awesome sawsome, you know. He is a nice guy, very cerebral though, just like always here, which he should be, actually. I think that's okay. And Micah wants Kwame, but ends up with Paul. Irina and Micah are best friends, like they're best friends. In fact, I felt like this was so reality TV show that when they walked into the room, I just kept expecting like that, like danger music that, you know, whenever the bad bitches like roll up in any reality show, and it's like, bam, 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 bam. You know what I'm talking about? That music. And they like, you know, put slow-mo on. They're like, "Hey," and everything's going like bad. Hi. What is up? And so like everything's going, and they're like walking in slow-mo, and they've got on like like tight clothes, or like tiny clothes, both things, tight, tiny clothes. And they're like walking, and they're flipping their hair, and everyone else is uncomfortable with them being there. That is Micah and Irina. Um, and so Micah then proceeds to like do some dirt, like flirty. She gets like flirty with Kwame. Now we're going back over to Kwame. This is gonna make a circle, and then it'll be a G. I'm just kidding. I don't know why I said that. That doesn't even make sense. But Kwame, instead of choosing Micah, chose Chelsea. And Chelsea, Kwame and Chelsea are why I'm just like, please just say, this is what, stop saying love is blind. If you all want an interracial relationship, and I feel there's nothing wrong with that, that's not the issue I have. The issue I have is they bring on these types of people who have zero energy for dating anybody within their own race Again, nothing wrong with it. The problem that arises though is that you put other people with them that would never match with them. So you can't put like a white guy with Chelsea because Chelsea doesn't want that. She's sussing out a vibe. She wants her a black man, and that's what she's going to get. And Kwame, same way. He is not interested in a black woman. He wants a white woman. Again, fine, but like don't send black women in there to be disappointed by him. Like he doesn't want that. Like it's just weird to me that they keep doing that cuz it's like unnecessary behavior, honestly. Like stop doing this to people cuz it's weird. And we saw what happens when people just ugh. So like just let them date who they want to date. Let them get in that little space. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, no, you do need to evaluate your preferences and why they're your preferences because yes, I feel like for Kwame definitely it's self-hate, but also don't put a black woman with him. Like she is not his preference. She is not he's not going to pick her. He's going to suss out if she's black and it's just like at this point you had this black woman on here specifically so that she could get declined. You know what I mean? Like that's so freaking embarrassing. And like I just wouldn't, especially as a deep skinned black woman, I would be so irritated that you put me on the show to be humiliated by, other people, like just knowing that they're like, ugh, because what they really want to say and like the one-on-one type thing is like, oh, well, I just noticed that they were black and I'm not into that. It's like, all right, Bo, what are you even doing back there? Like he's like looking at y'all, giving y'all the side eye. So like that's my real irritation. It's just like leave us alone, leave people alone who aren't people's preferences, whatever reason, leave those people alone. Let them live their lives. Let them be free. Because it's really sucky that they end up in like kind of just being pawns for the show and that's just gross. Yes, that's my problem. Yeah, it always happens to the black girls on these shows. Like just stop casting dark skinned black women if like that there's not even a chance cuz it's just like awkward and I just hate how they're treated a lot of the time. So Kwame ends up with Chelsea, but now Micah's like flirting with him at the engagement moon. I hate saying that, but I don't want to call it a honeymoon because they're not married yet. And I know it's semantics, but it still bothers me. So Micah starts being like flirty and then proceeds to just like have this long conversation with Kwame. Now, say what you will about Chelsea, but let me just tell you me personally, am not going to allow my partner to be over there getting flirted with like that for that long. All right. At some point, I'm going to walk over there because, like, y'all just met. Are you kicking all the laundry off the chair? He is. It's fine. Um, like, we just met and like we're like actually just like getting to know one another and now you're spending all this time over here with somebody you did not propose to. You proposed to me. Get up off that jock, like both of you. Move it. The fact that Paul just sat there, but Paul's kind of like Paul is like a golden retriever. Like the whole time he's just like, I'm just real happy to be here. I'm Paul. It's nice to be here. It's a good day. Everybody enjoying yourselves? Yeah. Okay. Anybody want any tacos? Like yelling at like Kwame, get us shots and like doing all this stuff. And it's like Irina and Micah are causing this issue, and Chelsea's being real chill about it. Chelsea and Kwame end up talking about it and like working through the situation. And then for reasons, Micah's like, I just want to like clear the air with Chelsea. So Micah goes over and talks to Chelsea on a different night. Let me tell you how much she was like, because she's like, oh, Kwame, do you mind if I have a moment alone with Chelsea? And he's like, no. And then Chelsea did some weird thing about, can you check my teeth, babe? Like, da da da. And it was like, that was awkward. I was like, that was too much. You could have just not done that. Because personally, when Micah sat down, and if I was Chelsea, Micah was like, I just thought that maybe we needed to clear the air. And I've been like, baby, there's no air to clear. What will we have to clear, honey? I have my man, you have yours. What air are we clearing? Quickly, like I would not allow her to like do have her little moment. Let me like pull these off because like I put them on because sometimes this light is really bright, but the light in here is like all right. But yeah, so I that whole situation was just like weird, and they chatted, and but basically you still got the vibe that Micah was upset that she missed out on Kwame. And as I'm telling you all this, I forgot to tell you that, like, the thing about this engagement moon is that it's the first time everybody sees who they declined or who declined them. And so what's happening is everybody is for the first time seeing people. And so Irina is also seeing Paul. And Irina's like, oh my God, he's cute. Like, damn. After she's been like hyping up Micah on like talking to Kwame, now you have Irina over here trying to flirt it up with Paul. Girl, listen, this is why mess. There's so much mess in this. It's just like y'all need help, y'all need friends, and y'all need family, okay? Because I feel like y'all have none of it. And but in the end, Irina and Micah kind of talk, and I don't feel like it went like super well. I think Micah began to realize that like she shouldn't be hanging out with Irina because Irina is just messy incarnate, and also that Irina was going to probably try to get with her man when her back was turned. So Micah was like, you know what? It's good that you're leaving. Um, so who do we have left? Oh, I always forget about this. Jackie and Marshall end up together. We'll get there because that's a whole other mess. Like they start out looking like cute AF, and you're like, oh my God, look at them. They're so good. They like got each other's back. But it quickly goes downhill. And then we have, we have Brett. And is his lady's name Tiffany? Like, I feel like it's Tiffany, but I'm like scrolling trying to find it because I can't remember. Like, it is Tiffany. Okay. And so then you have Tiffany and Brett. We don't really have to say anything about them. They are perfectly matched. They're very, very happy. They don't really flirt with anybody else. Yes, Tamia, that is season 1. We did. And I feel like season 3, unless they broke up somehow, but season 1 and season 3 for sure. Yes. Season 1, they are married and have still been married. Because after they finish with the engagement moon, they're going to go back to their hometown of Seattle where it never stops raining and the sun refuses to shine, and they're going to spend a few weeks living together in an apartment, and then they're going to decide if they're going to get married, at the wedding. So, couldn't be me. Sorry, couldn't be me. So, Jackie at some point had a thing going with like Josh D, and I guess it just didn't work out because she thought she had a better connection with Marshall. So Jackie and Marshall get together, and for the most part, the engagement moons go fairly well. Everybody goes back home, but let me just tell you, Jackie keeps having these like moments of emotional immaturity and breakdowns, like even on the engagement moon, where she's just like, I just need a moment to myself. I just need a moment. I'm so stressed out, and like nothing's even happened. Like Marshall just like woke up and she's like, and he's been nothing but kind to her and sweet. Yes, this is why I think they work, but also because they're one of the few who actually, like, in every season you do have one couple that did actually come for love. The majority of everybody else is there to get their IG baddie status, but you also always have one couple who truly came because they wanted to find love and they wanted to get married. And I think Brett and Tiffany are in their 30s and they wanted to find love and they actually wanted to get married. So this was like a true thing for them while everybody else is just dicking around. So I'm like, oh, but they all leave from the engagement moon and it's looking, but guess who? Zach ends up meeting with Bliss. They have dinner or lunch. They have lunch. And the whole time he's just like, hey, so it's nice to actually see you, Bliss. You look great. You look better than I imagined that you could look. Like, oh my God, like this is great. This is a really good time. People say that my eye contact is pretty intense. Do you feel like that? He really did say that. Like he really did say it, like not verbatim, but he was just like, some people say my eye contact is pretty intense. Do you feel like that? And she's just like, no, it doesn't feel intense at all. Oh my God. First of all, don't tell anybody I can do a Bliss. And Bliss, I'm really sorry. Um, you're never gonna see this, but like I'm super sorry. So, and like that's how Bliss talks. She's like, I just think that, he blew his chance with me. Like we really had a thing and he just didn't choose me. And I don't know how I'm gonna be able to move forward from this. We'll see, we'll see. So Bliss Bliss and Zach do end up kind of doing the thing where like, and this is unheard of. This hasn't happened in any of this previous seasons where somebody was like, I think I proposed to the wrong person. So then he goes and he proposes to Bliss on a boat. And now him and Bliss, now Zach and Bliss are doing the thing. And they're having a really cute relationship. Meanwhile, y'all, the Kwame Chelsea saga is just, it's so like there needs to be a case study for this because it's so weird. Like, I don't like Kwame because he has a lot of internalized anti-blackness. And he doesn't really understand the importance of his family, or he does, and he is lying about it on the show so that he can say no. Because he just came here to be an IG baddie. Like that is what he wants. So he I hate that. I hate that like he's very much like he very much gives the all my girlfriends are white. I get along better with white people vibe. So like I don't know what his family situation is, but like I will also say this about this show and every dating reality show. If your parents or your family don't really agree with you doing this, then like I don't know why you would continue to do this. I'm not saying like, am I mama's girl? Yes. But also, if I told my mom I was cast to be on a reality show where I would have to like basically know someone for like 2 months and then marry them at the end of this 2 months, my mom would just be like that. I don't know that I can support you in this, right? Yeah, I saw that Married at First Sight. I did see that he was on Married at First Sight, and that's why I think like he just wants to be an IG baddie, and he's using Chelsea to do it. But Chelsea isn't any better because every time Kwame brings up, because Kwame actually lives in Portland, and every time Kwame brings up an objection to like I have to uproot my entire life to come here and be with you, she's just like that's marriage. Like, do you want to be married? Do you want to? Do you want to get married? Because like that's marriage. Part of this is, and she'll occasionally use the word compromise, but I'm like, babe, but you're not compromising anything. He is like compromising like he's not even compromising. He's giving up everything, right? So just the fact that he sucks doesn't mean that she doesn't suck less. Like she still sucks. That is a terrible thing to do to somebody and consistently like not hear what they're saying to you. Like he's saying, like, if I move here, I lose my entire friend group. I play soccer. I do these things. She's like, yeah, but you work from home. We have a dog. That's marriage. Anyway, let's go do our weird photo shoot. So they go get engagement photos. And I don't know who these engagement photos are for because I tell you right now, if any of my friends send me engagement photos of them in their undies, we're not friends anymore. Our friendship is over. It's done. I will not be your friend because I don't know who you thought I was that I would want that from you. I don't know why you would think that I would want steamy, sexy Calvin Klein underwear engagement photos from you. I'm hoping that you did those for yourself because I swear to you, on everything. I will not be your friend after that. I will block your phone number. I will block you from all of my socials. We will no longer be talking. Like that is it. Like if you like, yes, and I don't know why she opted for yellow. I was like, girl, I know why she opted for yellow. Listen, Kwame is dark. He's a very dark skinned man, y'all. And this very petite white woman is wearing yellow Calvin Klein underwear. I wonder why. Anyone? because it wasn't her color. Pink is her color. Pink is the color she likes to wear the most. Pink is her favorite color. She has a bunch of stuff that is pink. Yet when she goes to a photo shoot with her dark black fiance, yellow. All right, I'm going to leave that alone. Um, but they do both suck. They are both sucky people. Now, at some point, there's some kind of gathering, and everybody's at said gathering. I think it's Tiffany's birthday, and everybody's at this birthday party. And a guy, John, I guess is his name. I think John D shows up at this. I don't know why, but the most awkward moment is when he's talking to Marshall because John D was also vying for Jackie's affections. And the most awkward moment is when um, John D is talking to Marshall, who is now with Jackie, and says, Miss Cecilia, girl. Listen, the way I would have kicked that man in the balls, I am not kidding. I would have kicked him so hard in the balls. Like, I don't care. You're not going to come to, like, who invited him? The producers. But, like, who invited him? He shows up and he's being like, thank you also for putting the indicators. I appreciate that. The tone indicators. So, like, I didn't understand it. Jackie ends up spending all this time talking to Josh D. Now, let me rewind it because every moment that Marshall spends with Jackie in their like apartment in the new location is a nightmare. Okay. It is a living nightmare. Every time you turn around, this woman is either having some kind of emotional breakdown or she is attacking Marshall. And Marshall is doing nothing but being kind. Like literally being kind. Like she's starting to have like a panic attack about meeting his sister and his niece and all of this stuff. And because of this panic attack she is having, he's like, well, what can I do? She's like, just stop hovering me, just do nothing. I was like, do you know how much I appreciate, like, I remember this still to this day. I used to work with this girl, Adrienne, and I had like the most unhinged, like panic at work. And I'm in my car, just like having, like, I'm unable to breathe. I'm sobbing uncontrollably. And she is there in my car with me, rubbing my back and just being like, it's all right. Just breathe in this bag. Just breathe in this bag. Like, that is wonderful. I'm sorry. Like, it's one of the few times I can allow myself to be touched by another person. Come on. So, like, the fact that she just could not, like, if you don't like him, you should have said you don't like him. But you're immature, you're childish, and you have a lot of unhealed trauma, which is shown by girl. Hi, ABK, welcome in. Which is shown when she decides that she's gonna be with John instead of Marshall. She's like, I'm just, and the way she says it, she looks at Marshall after everything he has done, after the kindness that he has displayed, after the patience that he has had with her. And I don't like to be on no man's side. She looks at him like, I'm just saying, I don't want to be with you no more. Girl, listen, I do not condone violence, but I do condone pissing in her drink. Okay. I would pee in her drink. And then probably for the next several months, there's a very good chance that there would potentially be cat turds in her garden just every day, just sprinkled throughout. Do I have a cat? No. Would I go find cat turds just to make this happen? You bet. I would do that. I would definitely do that because that's how spiteful I am. Hashtag Taurus. Ew. Yeah. She was calling, like, because here's the thing. This is why I look at people like that. Because text came out that she was calling Marshall too sweet and she was being like an ick. And this is why because he even said something to, I feel like it was Brett. And he was like, yeah, she's like wants me to like slap around the bedroom. Like, that's not really the thing that I like to do. Like, she wants some aggressive stuff. I also feel, again, kindness, men being kind does not equal being gay. Like, if you are unhealed and have had mostly traumatic experiences with men, just say so. But don't unleash this on a man who is like literally being kind and patient like you want. Like, that is, but Marshall, come be with me. I am fine with zero get down. Okay. This is my, what's up, Marshall? Hi, I'm Audra. I'm, yeah, I'm older than I look, but I look young and I do some young things. I don't understand Reddit. I don't cook because I have ADHD and I'll burn everything. But I can order from Uber Eats like a champ and put it on the plate. So, if you're still looking, Marshall, I exist. Urine therapy and garden fertilizer. You are kind. Yeah, exactly. Sweet does not exclude assertiveness or confidence. And I really don't like when women do this. It is very frustrating. It like especially women who claim to be feminists because I'm like, really? So you just think that if a man isn't being aggressively rude, disgusting, throwing things, like grabbing you, caring about your feelings, trying to like he's literally trying to help you while you have all these panic attacks. It would honestly, if I was in that situation, even if I was a more aggressive, assertive person, I wouldn't want to be as aggressive and assertive as I normally am because I'm dealing with somebody who falls apart at like a fart in the wind. No, like she could not, she couldn't regulate any emotion other than like being messy. So like I wish her nothing but what she deserves, which is nothing. Anyway, you deserve nothing. You came out here and you just showed all of your ass and it was just like unnecessary. So now let us get to Micah and Paul. Micah and Paul, I Micah has this like brings Paul out to meet her friends, and her friends seem dumb. I'm not going to say that they are dumb, but the way that they were edited makes them seem dumb because Paul is like talking or whatever, and her two friends, you know, the emoji where you have the one eye and then the pursed lips and the other eye. That is what her two friends are looking at Paul like. They're just both like, we're not we're not used to big words because we're stupid. Like that is like that is kind of what they said. Like they didn't say it exactly like that, but they did kind of allude to like we're dumb. We're all dumb, so we can't deal with it. And like Micah's friend who looks just like Micah, I'm gonna call her Micah too, because I didn't bother to remember her name. So Micah Dose, uh really weird person. Just like keeps shutting down the whole thing with Paul. And let me just tell you, I have evolved past the point where I think that my friends have to approve of who I'm dating. Now, I'm not going to say that I'll like walk past them disliking them for something, but the things that they disliked Paul for were like nothing. It was just like basically that he could string together a sentence with compound structure. So they were just like, no, he's really smart and you're dumb too. Like we're three dumb bitches and we can't have you getting with a smart guy. Like that's what it felt like. I also feel like Micah really is acting like Paul is a project. So I don't know how that's all going to work out. We're going to hit the predictions here in a second. What is the last couple I have? Because I did Bliss. I feel like there's one more. I already said Tiffany and Brett. I think I got everybody. Did we get everyone? Chelsea, Bliss. We got that guy. We got Jackie, Irina. All right. So, predictions. What are y'all's predictions for Brett and Tiffany? I think that they're going to say I do. I think that Brett and Tiffany are going to say I do. Um, I do need to tell y'all with Kwame and Chelsea. I'm gonna tell you my prediction, and then I'll add this in. Chelsea's gonna say yes. Kwame's gonna say no. Kwame is obviously gonna say no. Kwame's gonna say no because his mama doesn't want him doing this. Okay. Are they from Ghana? Because I feel like they're from Ghana. Um, I feel like that's what they said. Like, thank you, Nikki. Thank you for coming by. So like I feel like Kwame, and here's the thing. I don't think Kwame wanted to say yes to her anyway because he does not want to leave Portland. I think if I will say that if they were going to be in Portland, he would probably say yes. Probably because at that point he doesn't have to give up anything, or if they both already lived in Seattle and he had his whole like structure there, but his family is where his I just don't think it's gonna happen. His mom, listen, y'all, he tried to call his mom and she wasn't having it. She did not. She was like, she wasn't answering the phone. She did not respond to his text. She was like, we are not doing this. I am not doing this. The fact that Chelsea even wants to continue knowing that his mother doesn't approve says a lot about her. I personally, and again, I'm not saying that your parents and your friends like have, jurisdiction over things, but I'm just saying personally, if you have a close knit family like that, like Chelsea, imagine it was the other way around and your family didn't approve of you doing this and you were just going to go ahead and do it anyway. I think not. You wouldn't just disrespect them like that. Like, I feel like you wouldn't disrespect your family and your mom the way that you were expecting Kwame to disrespect his. Again, I'm not saying he has to do what his mom says, but at the same time, you do want to like you're going to start your lives out this way. This isn't just like, oh, we're like hang out. Like you're supposed to get married at the end of this. The end of this is marriage. So you cannot just like go and get married and start off on this foot. Like Chelsea, do you really want like ugh. But no, Kwame does not like her, I don't think. I can't breathe. I'm gonna end up like choking to death. But yeah, I absolutely think that that is a no. Obviously, Jackie and Marshall didn't end up doing well. All right, that went south because she sucks. I think that Bliss and Zach will say yes, and eerily, I think it's gonna work. However, I do need to tell y'all, Bliss's dad not into it, so maybe Bliss might not say yes. But she's like been really cerebral about it and she's really been thinking about this a lot. I'm like, Dad, I know what I'm doing. Trust that I know what I'm doing, Dad. Her dad is a hard ass. Like the top heaps of hard ass dads. He's not with it at all. And it was like harsh. And Zach was trying to like impress him. And it was like sometimes I'm just like, Zach, just don't talk. It's already uncomfortable the way that you stare deep into the like bowels of a person, but like just don't talk. Hi, Colleen. Yeah, my because like I'm telling you right now, my mom would not. I'm not gonna sit here and act like my mother's opinion of the situation would not weigh heavily on my heart. So like you have Kwame, whose mom is like absolutely not, and I think she's very like. Listen, I know why she's absolutely not. I'm telling you, I know why she's absolutely not. That's why she's like, She's basically over there like, you're not about to marry a white woman on television, and you're not involving me in it. You're not going to embarrass me in this. Like, I'm not doing that. I really think that that's why she's like, no, because he was already on another marriage show. Like, I think that's why his mom is like that, because he was already on Married at First Sight, and she was just like, no, you're not going to embarrass me like this. It's not happening. Right? She's like, nah. Yeah, I think that they're both weird. I think that Bliss is strange. I think that Zach is strange. I think that they could work this out. I don't know if they'll both say yes, but I think that they'll still date even if they don't say yes on the wedding day. Because she's like, Zach is just my person. But I really think that they might say yes. I think that they're both like odd little ducks. They're nerds. And I love that for them, actually. Because listen, the only time Zach is bearable is when he's with Bliss. And that is like, listen, this is going to sound kooky, but that's why I think that they're supposed to be together. Because when he was with Irina, like I said at the top of this, everything he did grossed me out. If he blinked, I was disgusted. Like when he smiled, I was like, close your mouth. What are you even smiling at? There's nothing funny. Like I was so upset by him. But then he gets with Bliss and like he's just not, he just wasn't irritating me. I feel like maybe maybe that is a true love match because there's no other explanation for that. Like Micah and Paul, I hope Paul says no. I know that that's not nice to be like, I hope, but I hope Paul says no. I think that Paul deserves better than to be treated like a dress up doll. See, I was warned by my family and friends, yet I still did what I wanted. Regrets. Oh, Janet. Yeah, exactly. They know the real you. So I really think that, like, I don't know, man. I hope Paul says no. I hope he does because he deserves more than Micah. But what I think is actually going to end up happening, which really sucks, is that he's going to say yes because he is a sweet, adorable little golden retriever who will bring you back the ball every single time, won't even try to keep it. And she is a shark. But she's gonna say no because what she wants is a beefcake. Like she needs like kind of a big, dumbish kind of guy. Not actually dumb, just like kind of dumb, you know? Yeah, if your family's toxic, then no. I'm gonna say that if you have a good relationship with your non-toxic family, then you're gonna have a different feeling, right? Like I have a really good relationship with my mom. There's like zero chance that my mom would want me to do this. So lots of us do because here's why. This wraps it all up. Season 1 is when they should just stop there. Stop this experiment. We're done. You did it because they have just such a lovely couple that found each other. There was a lot of mess on that one too. I always forget that there was so much mess actually on Love is Blind, like the original. But I can never remember their names. But they do end up getting like a Ann A.N. Lauren and Cameron. Lauren and Cameron ended up getting married. They are still together now. They have a whole YouTube channel. Um, they're very happy together. Like they are having a great life and they're so cute. And I do believe the season 3 cast couple whose names I can't remember, are they still together? What's her face and what's his face? I'm like, Alexa and Brennan. Are Alexa and Brennan still together? I feel like they are. Yeah, they're like they live in Texas. And season 3 is where like season 3 actually fired me up a lot because when I tell y'all like I I do not like Zenab and I wish nothing but the worst for her and that's the end of that. But like that's it. But people are kind of invested in it in as much as we can be for relationships on reality shows. But like you just can't keep doing it. Like I mean, they're still doing The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, but who is even keeping a relationship with that? Like, literally at this point, both of those shows are just launch pads for people's careers. Like, once you realize for a dating show that it can like get you social media clout, then like that's all you're using it for. That's it. Like we're starting to hit the territory because like with Kwame being here, having been on Married at First Sight, we're starting to hit that territory of like MTV dating shows. If you know what I'm talking about with MTV dating shows, right? Where there's like people who basically like that is their job. They're on like dating reality shows and that's all they do. They get paid to like get you to have some skinny tea, some super awesome water, and they're like, "Oh, try this fruit water and like wear these socks," like that. They get paid to do that, and then they get paid to be on reality shows. Yeah, it is just TV. All the people with the faces. Yeah, it's just a TV show now. It really is. And I just feel like let it go. But Zenab is the worst. If we can all agree that Zenab is like kind of close to Shake in my most unlikable Love is Blind people. Would y'all be interested in like the worst people on Love is Blind or not? But yeah, there were love triangles. Some of them were kind of squarish. And those are my predictions. Tiffany and Brett are going to say yes. Kwame is going to say no. Chelsea's going to say yes. Mike is actually probably going to say no. And Paul's going to say yes because he's a sweet little angel. I just want to like give Paul a hug because I feel like he's just such a sweet soul. And hi, Em. Welcome in. Welcome to my new home. What's your braids? Anyways, remember, patrons and channel members, the makeup content is still up on Audra at Home. Every time I put up makeup content or like updates, that'll be there. Anything that's actually like gonna hit the YouTube world will be on this channel. So that is all I think. That is it. We shall see who is going to be watching the mess because I feel like we could like get on Zoom and watch the mess together because it's going to be live. It's going to be live. Let me say that again. It is going to be a live reunion. And like, I love mess. And that is what I'm gonna. No, absolutely not. Leave us queers out of it. leave us out of it. Let us be free. Let us be free. I don't want. Let us be free. I have a love-hate relationship on us queer folk being in reality shows. Like dating reality shows. Listen, this is going to be the mess. See, the number one reason I hate it is because a lot of times they'll do they have a pretty high rate of having bi women on these shows. Like when they do invite queer people, who she's always going to end up with a guy. Period. She may talk to some girls, she may lip some girls. Oh my god, I've been watching too much Shits and Kids, but she may lip some girls, like whatever. But she will end up with a guy at the end, and I don't like it. I don't like the representation. It like I feel like it just does make it. It makes the queer community look exactly like the scared straights think that we are, and I don't like it. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I love in a theoretical, I love that because I've thought this on so many shows where I'm like, oh, pansex. But every time they try this stuff, they just wah wah. All right, y'all. That is it. That is all of the, that is all of the things. I'm gonna see, depending on when I get off work, we might like we can because I don't know if I can actually like but we can get together and be watching on our own computers and laptops and televisions together the Netflix live stream. So that's what like listen. Let them have their mess so that I can judge. And on that note, I'll bid y'all adieu and I will see you in the next one. Mwah! Thank you for being here.